Good evening. My name is Kinley Stevens, and I am honored to speak on behalf of the Pace Academy graduating class of 2026. As we gather here tonight, surrounded by our families, teachers, friends, and classmates, we must pause to recognize not only an ending, but a beginning. This moment marks the start of a future filled with endless possibilities. I first came to Pace in middle school, and over time, Pace has become much more than just a school to me. I'm sure that many of my classmates can say the same. Some of my earliest memories here are of walking through the halls, trying to figure out where I belonged, meeting people who would later become lifelong friends, and looking up to the older students who seemed so poised and accomplished. Looking back on these experiences, I've come to realize that one of the most important aspects of my journey at Pace Academy has been the strong sense of community that Pace creates for every student. From sixth grade to senior year, I've watched our class grow together in meaningful ways, forming connections and friendships that have helped to shape our experience as a whole. I remember being a freshman on the state championship lacrosse team in 2023, surrounded by many juniors and seniors that I looked up to. Each one of them exhibited confidence and led in a way that I hoped to emulate one day. Practicing with them every day as a freshman and watching them prepare to graduate made this moment feel so far away, almost impossible to imagine at the time. Yet somehow, in what feels like the blink of an eye, we are now the seniors sitting here tonight. We are the ones preparing to step forward into the next chapter of our lives. Over my 7 years at Pace, I've watched our class grow in ways we never could have imagined. I'm sure that each member of this class can recognize that the unexpected but meaningful friendships that we have formed throughout our time at the school have played a significant role in our experiences thus far. Together, we experienced long nights of studying, stressful exams, successes on the field and on the stage, exciting senior traditions, and most importantly, countless memories that will stay with us for years to come. Through every challenge and every success, one thing remains constant. None of us reached this moment alone. As we prepare to move forward into the future, there will undoubtedly be new challenges ahead. But if our time at Pace has taught us anything, it is that we are capable of more than we realize. The younger versions of ourselves, the middle schoolers just arriving on campus, and the freshmen looking up to the seniors around them, can never fully understand how quickly this day would arrive. And yet here we are, stronger, wiser, and ready to embrace whatever comes next. Please join me in prayer. Dear God, thank you for bringing us together today to celebrate the class of 2026 as we begin this new stage of life. Thank you for blessing us with the opportunity to attend Pace Academy and for providing us with lifelong friendships, valuable lessons, and endless memories. Thank you for our teachers, mentors, coaches, and faculty who have taught us lessons far beyond what could ever fit into a classroom or onto a sports field. Thank you for our families who celebrate our successes, stand beside us through challenges, and have always believed in us, even when we doubted ourselves. And finally, please continue to watch over the class of 2026 as we move forward into the future, guiding us with wisdom, courage, and purpose in all that we do. May we continue to lead with compassion, pursue our goals with determination, and support one another wherever life takes us. And may we never forget the people and experiences that brought us to this moment tonight. Amen.
Good evening. On the behalf of the 122 members of the class of 2026, it is my honor and privilege to welcome all of the friends, family, faculty, and guests in attendance on this special occasion. This class is made up of incredible individuals, 19 collegiate athletes, a top debate duo in the country, Pace's first ever Page Star winner, Georgia's top academic honor, probably Pace's first ever valedictorian salutatorian couple, and even a future Palantir employee who has been requested by someone not to be named to drone strike Lovett. Maybe not a bad idea. The list of individual accomplishments goes on, but to be honest, these achievements would not have been possible without the bond of all 122 members of this class. Over the past several weeks, our dean, Mr. Ewing, reiterated the fact that graduation would be the last time this group of seniors would gather as a whole. If you weren't aware, almost every single school morning for the past 4 years, our class gathered together in one space for assembly, the same way and in the same order we are gathered today. When my classmates and I originally took these assemblies for granted, thinking this day was far away, we began to realize the end was near. Flashing back to freshman year assembly, students are shy about talking to their neighbors or introducing themselves to new classmates. Sophomore year, students start to break out of their shells and get to know each other, sharing laughs and weekend stories. Junior year, students revert back to their freshman year selves, so stressed out about Dr. Carter's AP US history class that they are scared to talk to anyone. But it is not until senior year that students really appreciate how valuable morning assembly is. And even though I was late to assembly probably 50 times over the course of high school, it was the thing I looked forward to the most. The consistency, the greeting smiles, the laughter, getting to talk to people you might not know as well, Nakai's birthday announcements, Jack Lynch accidentally blaring TikToks when it was silent. It did not matter how bad your morning was, something about assembly with this group fixed it every time. This class had a lot of big moments too, including seeing Mr. Ewing's soul come out of his body after we launched toilet paper into every single tree on campus for Spirit Week. Or Gap Week, as we now call it, despite Mr. Gannon saying we're stupid and insisting that it's just one day. While these big moments will be remembered forever, it is the little ones, the fleeting, seamless memories like morning assembly that I will miss the most. Class of 2026, I encourage you as you sit in your seat to appreciate and reminisce on all the little things about Pace that we will never get back. However, today we should not harp on what we might miss in the sad thought of saying goodbye. Instead, let us be grateful for the time we shared and to Pace for shaping our lives in unimaginable ways. Like the great Dr. Seuss said, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. And so, as the great Mr. Ewing said, this is the last time we will ever sit in assembly together. Do not take it for granted. Enjoy the next hour or so we have together. Hug your assembly neighbor, hug your friends, hug the people you love, and throw a smile on your face to celebrate all of the big moments and all of the small moments with this class, because you never know when you will get to see these 122 special people again. I would like to end by saying thank you. Thank you to the family members and friends in attendance. Your love and support fuel us to work harder, be ambitious, and have the courage to strive for excellence. Thank you, Pace faculty and staff, for your sacrifices, your dedication, and for pushing us to our limits. Thank you, parents, for allowing us the opportunity to be part of this amazing place. Thank you, Mr. Ewing. Words cannot describe the impact you have made on our lives. Thank you, class of 2026, for inspiring each other into the people we are today. And thank you, Pace. I wouldn't trade the friends and memories you brought me for the world. Class of 2026, yes, sir, we did it.
Good evening. Thank you to all of our family, friends, and PACE faculty for being here tonight. I speak on behalf of the entire class of 2026 when I say thank you for your support. We would not be in caps and gowns tonight if it weren't for you. While I'm honored to deliver this address, I have to admit that I felt intimidated at first. In fact, when I learned I would speak today, one of my first thoughts was a quote from my favorite Friends character, Chandler Bing. "I'm not great at the advice. Can I interest you in a sarcastic comment?" Well, today, I hope to interest you in a blend of honesty, humor, and hope. My name is Lena Phoenix, and I'd like to share with you what it means to be a Phoenix. Phoenix is not only my super cool last name. Thanks, Mom and Dad. It's also an awe-inspiring mythological creature. It is said that at the end of its life, the phoenix will burst into flames, only to be reborn from the ashes. Though its nature is shrouded in mystery, and it's represented differently across the cultures it transcends, the phoenix is a universal symbol for transformation, renewal, rebirth, and resilience. To me, being a phoenix means getting back up. It means rising from the ashes of every misstep, every mistake, and every failure. It means refusing to quit. Instead of an end, each and every failure is simply another opportunity to be a phoenix. I will admit that when presented with these opportunities in high school, I did not see them as a gift. This past semester, I was waitlisted by my top 2 college choices, Harvard and Duke. And about a month ago, I got injured during the gymnastics Battle of Buckhead, then proceeded to fall multiple times at my senior night and our last competition before the state meet. I was less than thrilled about these outcomes, to say the least. I felt as if I just landed a tumbling pass the wrong way. Frustrated, exhausted, with the wind knocked out of my lungs and my knee a bit worse for the wear. It took a while, but I did finally get back on my feet and take the next steps. I wrote letters to Harvard and Duke. I studied for my next tests, and I got back in the gym to train for state. Eventually, it paid off. I'm honored to deliver this address today. I'm beyond proud that my team, Isabella, Ashley, Lily, Rain, and I, plus our manager Samantha and coaches Cunningham and Abby, went on to earn second place in state finals. And on April 30th, during math class, I got into Duke. Mr. Smith, I'm very sorry for taking off and sprinting wildly through the hallway multiple times. More than any other time in high school, last month taught me the importance of resilience. I'm proud to say that when faced with these challenges, I chose to be a phoenix. And I'm not the only phoenix here. Of course, there's my family as well. But everyone in this room has faced adversity in one way or another. We've all struggled and decided to get back on our feet. Each one of us can choose to be a phoenix. And being a phoenix does not mean you have to do it alone. I certainly did not. Thank you to my family, my parents, grandparents, and brother for the constant hugs and support. Thank you to my friends, David for hanging on the phone for hours when I needed someone to talk to. AJ, Maddie, Tara, Glenna, and Bailey for checking in on me. Samantha, Mia, and Izzy for patiently listening to all of my complaints. And Neil for reminding me that you can always learn something new, and for showing me how to use a can opener. Thank you to my classmates, especially my math teammates Dominic and John, for tolerating me on the good and bad days. Thank you to all of my teachers, to the counselors, especially Ms. Cole, to Mr. Ewing, and to Coach Cunningham for caring about me. These are just a few of the people that were there for me, and I'm deeply grateful to have each one in my life. I invite all of you to join me in reflecting on and saying thank you to those that help you rise up and be a phoenix when you're feeling discouraged. Thank you for your support. And when I look into this audience, I see a class that supports each other. We may have a reputation for being hyper-competitive with academics, sure. But from helping a friend cram right before a math test, to staying up until 2 a.m. the Friday of Spirit Week setting up, to the musical and our electric senior nights, we showed up for one another. As you fly off and begin your next stage of life, I encourage everyone in my class to continue to show up for one another. Be the person that your friends can always count on, the old and the new. And when you need someone to lean on, please don't be afraid to reach out. I'm so grateful that I was a part of this wonderfully supportive class. As we grow and transform into new versions of ourselves next year, I also encourage my class to dive into new experiences. Make new friends, join a club, take difficult classes, get involved in research, find a way to serve your community, and stand up for what you believe in. Embrace these opportunities without the fear of failure, because each time you fail, you make a mistake, or miss a shot, or get a bad grade, or get waitlisted, or fall on your face, or get knocked flat on your back. It's just another opportunity to get up again. As Albert Einstein once said, failure is success and progress. And remember, a phoenix cannot soar without first rising from the ashes. To families, friends, teachers, and the PACE community as a whole, thank you again for guiding us fledgling phoenixes as we learn to rise and soar. To the class of 2026, thank you for being incredible classmates and friends. As we close the PACE chapter of our lives and open a new one, please stay curious, stay kind, stay caring, stay supportive, and be a phoenix. Thank you.
The bus carrying the student ISDA Global leaders, Miss Anderson and Miss Branneman, to an avocado farm in Ecuador, finally shifted gears into park. The doors opened. I took in the cleanest air I've ever breathed. The aroma of the fresh, turned topsoil and the newly brewed coffee filled the air. After a quick cup of bitter yet rich coffee, Joaquim, the head farmer, did not waste any time. Joaquim walked our group of 6 to an empty patch of land in the middle of a forest and gave us shovels. He told us to put beans in the soil. We then planted tomatoes. Was that it? Of course not. We kept planting peppers, cacti, lemons, saplings, and a dozen of other plants before we finally finished with the avocados. After each plant, when we thought we were done, Joaquim kept saying, "One more." It was not one more. You might ask, what was the result of this planting? Well, the plants worked together to produce more avocados. The smaller plants prevented the weeds from growing, while the taller ones, like the cactus, provided shade. The coffee plant takes the nutrients from the sun and transfers them into other plants. Each crop has a different function to regenerate the soil without competing with the others. What weakened the farm originally was monoculture, the practice of solely relying on one crop. Earlier, Joaquim was not even sure if he could keep the farm running. The soil was destroyed. Learning about polyculture, though, Joaquim began the transition. Other farmers called him local or crazy because of the amount of initial work and money. 3 years later, the results were clear. The soil was rejuvenated. One indigenous farmer told our group, "Culture is in the word agriculture for a reason. If you take care of the plants and the environment, they will take care of you." The PACE community is a polyculture. Every member of the PACE Academy community has made the ground here richer. We'd like to thank our teachers for making each class engaging and accessible, challenging each of us to go beyond the curriculum. What makes PACE so special is what complements the classroom. And for each person, this list is different. whether it's athletics, service, Model UN, theater, student government, affinity groups, and student-led clubs. For me, it was ICGL. In the middle of a desert, on an ICGL trip to the United Arab Emirates, Miles Glover, a 6'8", 350-pound guy, gave me a giant bear hug. He gave me security in one of the most remote places I've ever been. In countless discussions with my fellow ISDO global leaders, I could ask an infinite amount of questions. My curiosity would be appreciated, allowing me to feel secure as a student and a thinker. When I was having a bad day and it felt like everything was out of my control, I could call the friends I trust the most, and they would listen. I felt secure in myself as a person. Thank you to my teachers, peers, parents, and close friends for making me feel more secure. As we go to college, I urge us to do our part in making the university a polyculture farm. Be a cactus that provides shade on someone's rough day, or a coffee plant that makes everyone around you safer. Sit down at a new lunch table. Sit in the commons in the dorm that you're staying in. Sit with someone who challenges you. Those are the moments where the hardest questions arise that make us richer. Take care of the people in the environment around you, and in return, they will take care of you. Our speaker today has harvested in many different areas: athletics, academics, and conservation. Perhaps best known as the co-founder of the Home Depot, Arthur M. Blank is now widely recognized for his diverse portfolio of businesses centered around community impact. Named as one of the Forbes 2026 Greatest Living Self-Made Americans in the 2021 ESPN Sports Philanthropist of the Year, Blank is widely known for using purpose and profit together to benefit the communities around him. In addition to the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, Blank's portfolio spans professional sports, including the Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta United, the National Women's Soccer League team, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and the PGA Superstore. Every one of these venues and teams has a greater civic purpose. Blank has championed using the NFL platforms and the Falcons to grow youth football, support America's military, and build community in Atlanta. He recently opened the first national practice soccer facility right next to Atlanta, where young and professional soccer players representing 27 different national teams can develop and train together. Since 1995, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation has granted more than $1.5 billion, investing in education accessibility through scholarships, parks and green space, youth development, and community redevelopment. The foundation is responsible for the largest single healthcare donation in Georgia history, as it gave $200 million to the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Given that every person in the world shares over 95% of the same DNA, one of its primary goals is to make the world more connected than it is currently. His accomplishments have earned repeated recognition, including being named by Forbes as one of the world's 100 greatest living business minds in 2017, and Executive of the Year by Sports Business Journal in 2018. A native of Queens, New York, Blank received a BS degree in Business Administration with distinction from Babson College. He's also the proud parent of 3 PACE alumni. The building that the class of 2026 has called home bears his name. Please join me in giving Mr. Arthur Blank a warm PACE welcome.
I have 6 kids. One of them's here. His name is Josh. We graduated in 2015. Where are you, Josh? Someplace over here, right? Someplace. Raise your hand. There he is. Okay. Okay. Good to see you, honey. Good. Thank you for coming. Thank you all for being here today. And it's a privilege for me. It's an honor for me and a privilege to be here. And I know every year that there's always a a lot of anticipation about who the speaker's going to be, and everybody's hoping from somebody from Hollywood or TikToker or whatever it may be. And so I'm sorry you got me this year, but I'm very I'm humbled. I'm grateful to be with you all tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, I also had the honor of spending the last 30 minutes with Fred's wife, Martha, and hearing a rehash of their marriage and their life and all of their wonderful kids and boys and everything else and their life experiences together. I've known Fred for the 21 years he's been here at Pace, and he's been a rock star here, and so I've been very fortunate knowing him and getting to know his family over that period of time. So, esteemed faculty, honored guests, cherished families, and most importantly, the young men and women sitting in front of me, remarkable graduates of Pace Academy, class of 2026. So I am privileged and honored to be here. And this is a moment that I know will be just one of countless achievements in your own lives. 4 of my 6 children attended Pace, and I can tell you the school and the community that surrounds Pace prepare you incredibly well for the next chapter of your journey. Fred achieves at very highest levels in everything. Somehow he missed 2 of my 6 kids. I don't know how. He got 4 of them, but he missed 2. But in any event, as we all know, life moves fast, and if you're fortunate enough, you'll eventually not only reach my age, I'm 83, I'll be 84 in September, but you'll live well beyond that, and have an opportunity to reflect on all that your life has taught you. So let me give you a very quick version of my own story. I was born in Queens, New York in 1942 to a middle-class family. For those of you that can't relate to 1942, it's when the dinosaurs were still walking the planet, and I was, that's when I started my life. My father was a pharmacist. He passed away at the young age of 44, tragically, and I was just 15 years old. My mother then took over our family business while raising my brother and I as a single parent. Fast forward to 1963, I graduated from Babson College outside of Boston. I graduated 3 years, nothing I'd recommend to anybody here. Take 4 years, 5 years, or as long as it's necessary, have a great experience. But I did it in 3 years, and it was a great, I'm not sure I could get into Babson today, but then I could. Fast forward to 1978, I was in my mid-30s, thriving in some sort of executive role at Handy Dan Home Improvement Centers. Handy Dan at that time was the most successful home improvement center company in the United States. I was married, 3 young children. I have batch 1 and batch 2. So the kids are broken in half, 3 of batch 1 and 3 of batch 2. 2 wonderful mothers that I have a great loving relationship with today, and obviously all 6 kids. But back in 1978, I was fired. And I was shocked and couldn't quite figure out why or what happened to me. But looking back, it really changed everything in my own life. Fast forward just 1 year later, my dear friend and partner, Bernie Marcus, who had also been fired from Handy Dan, and I co-founded the Home Depot, and we opened up our first 4 stores here in Atlanta in 1979, early 1980. We had nothing but a dream and determination. The Home Depot grew into the largest home improvement center company in the world, and the 2nd largest retail in the world, second only to Walmart. At one point, we were opening up a store every day and a half. And the stores are 160,000 square feet. Every day and a half is fast. It's been obviously a great investment. The original IPO was in 1981. If you were smart like Fred Asaf, invested $10,000 in Home Depot back in '81, today it'd be worth $120 million. So I don't know if you did that, Fred, but hopefully you had that choice. But he'll take $120 million now. Yeah, God bless. Today, Home Depot operates 2,500 stores throughout North America and holds a market capitalization of approximately $300 billion. So Fast forward again, 23 years later to 2001, I retired from the Home Depot. And at the same year, we made our first acquisition, which was a guest ranch in Montana, Mountain Sky Guest Ranch, which was #1 rated and still is the #1 rated dude ranch in the West. And since then, in the same year, we acquired your Atlanta Falcons in 2001. And between 2001 and 2026, in that period of 25 years, we now operate the PGA Tour Superstores, which is the largest golf retailer today in the United States, if not the world. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which is the highest revenue-producing stadium in the United States today. Atlanta United, our soccer team, which set all the all-time records for Major League Soccer attendance and won multiple championships, particularly in our early years, and we're climbing our way back now. Today, we operate 3 ranches in Montana, soon to be a 4th. We operate a men's professional golf team, TGL, the Atlanta Drive Golf Club, won our championship in the first year in 2025. And in 2028, we've announced and we will operate a women's professional soccer team, part of NWSL, the National Women's Soccer League. So all of this activity, all this cash flow, profitability, increasing in valuation, et cetera, has allowed us since 1995, when we started our family foundation, to make grants to our major shareholder. Our major shareholder is not me, it's our family foundation, which is now approximately reaching $2 billion in grants over that period of time. And will continue to grow dramatically and continue to fund a variety of things that we care deeply about, the family cares deeply about. I'm blessed that family directors are primarily my kids. You have associate directors that serve on our board as well. So I've covered about 80 years in the last 2 minutes, and that's just about how life feels when you look back on it. What you didn't hear about is all the countless decisions and moments of joy, the pain, the excitement, all of the things you go through, through all those life experiences. And I've experienced all those things during the decades, the 8 decades that I've been here. There are 3 things that I wanted to share with you that, to me, have stood the test of time. And I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about them with each of you here today. And there are the 3 things that I think I've learned the most from in all of my life experience. One is resilience, which, and I really, it's Leanna or Lena? Lena. Lena spoke about beautifully, and David did as well. Resilience, values, the second, and human connection. Let me give you my perspective on the 3. Resilience. What you often face in life in terms of the hardships you face and how you respond to those things really define who and what we are. So to me, resilience meant losing my father at 15, watching my mother, who was a college graduate but had no background in business, taking over our family business at that time, becoming a breadwinner, raising 2 sons. It meant being fired from Handy Dan, again, the most successful company in the home improvement center industry back in those days, and a year later launching the Home Depot. So these difficult moments in your life, and we're all going to have them. It's part of the birthright, it's part of what coming through the canal means, is that you're going to have great moments, you're going to have some difficulty and some stress as well. Charles Darwin said, and this is obviously a quote from him, but it's not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the most responsive to change. So life is about not having everything figured out at the outset. It's about being able to roll with the punches, about turning lemons into lemonade, all of those things that we have challenge and opportunities to do. So resilience, dealing with adversity, learning from our life experiences, not making the same mistakes twice, making mistakes the first time, and I love the Einstein quote earlier that Lena used. So all those things are critical, I think, resilience. Second is values. We all have values, and your values guide every decision that you make. The Home Depot was built on a set of core values, and the same principles guide all of our businesses today, whether it's a football team, a soccer team, a guest ranch, or a superstore business, or a foundation, or whatever. The environment may change, the topography may change, but the business values are exactly the same, and they're really personal values as well. They're shaped, in my case, and by all of our cases, I think, by your own experiences and by your own beliefs. It makes them uniquely yours and gives you the ability to guide your decisions and define who you are, not who somebody else is next to you, but who you are. The values that have guided me in my professional, and in many ways my personal life, include these 6 key things: give back to others, put people first, listen and respond, innovate continuously, include everybody, and lead by example. You notice those 6 things that, footnote, none of them have to do with making money. None of them have to do with economics. None of them have to do with profitability. None of them have to do with capitalization. None of them have to do with dollars. They all have to do with behavior and treating others in that circle, whether it be the people we're serving, our associates, our suppliers, our community, whatever it may be, treating them with these same 6 core values. And we've been able to do that continuously since forever, the longest time that I can remember. We're going through a current example of that, and I was trying to think of one that might be appropriate for current situation we live in at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. As many of you know, when we opened up our stadium in 2017, amongst many recognitions and awards we got and continue to get for the stadium, is that we established a food and beverage pricing philosophy that was unique on the sports and entertainment landscape really across America. We basically, at that time, we called it street pricing, and that was my term for it. Our marketing folks didn't like that terminology, so they called it fan-friendly pricing. But basically what it is that, all of our food and beverage is based on the same assortment, the same quality, same quantities, same pricing that you would pay in the street, if you will, for exactly the same products. That was unique back in 2017 when the stadium opened up. When we announced it, the media said, well, that sounds really good. I'm sure you're just going to do this for the first part of the first season, or you maybe do it for half the season, or you're not going to do it for beyond 1 year. 10 years later, we're still doing it. You're certainly not going to do it for major events. You're not going to do it for college national championships. You're not going to do it for the Super Bowl. You're not going to do it for a whole variety of major events that we hold in our stadium. Many of you have been to many of those, but we did. So our food and beverage philosophy has never changed. Many of you, probably everybody in Atlanta certainly knows that FIFA World Cup is coming to Atlanta. We start hoping our first match that we'll be hosting is June 15th. The final one, the semifinal, is July 15th. So the World Cup, for those of you that may not be familiar with it, is probably the largest single sporting event really in the world. There's 200 countries that play soccer. They're all part of FIFA. The FIFA World Cup will last for 39 days, 48 countries. There's 104 matches. There's approximately 7 million tickets that are available to be sold, and currently their request is 508 million for the 7 million tickets that are being allotted to all the 16 stadiums across North America, 2 in Canada, 2 in Mexico, and 14 within the United States. So the point of the story as it relates to our values and staying true to our values is that FIFA, which is it's an organization that goes back well over 100 years. I want to be careful how I phrase this, but they're an incredibly strong organization. It's like dealing with the National Football League on steroids, which I'm very familiar with since 2001. But so for instance, all 16 stadiums have to take all names off the building. During the World Cup, you'll hear Mercedes-Benz Stadium referred to as the Atlanta Stadium. And that's true with all 16 stadiums. We still kept the roof, Mercedes-Benz roof symbol on top of our roof because we explained to them each one of these 8 pedals weighs 500 tons and it's not easy to reframe them and redo them, so they said fine. But what they didn't say fine to was that they wanted all 16 stadiums to have the same food and beverage pricing, exactly the way that FIFA continues to run things. And we told them, and I'm really pleased to say it didn't have to reach my desk, but my answer would have been the same, is that we would pass on the World Cup if it meant compromising our values, if it meant compromising who we had been since 2017 to everybody who stepped foot in that building, whether it be for football game, soccer game, concert, whatever level it may have been, et cetera, et cetera. And they backed off. So for the World Cup, when we host these 8 matches and the stadium will be filled, et cetera, we're staying true to our values, not to their values. And I think that's an example, a current example, where values really drive behavior, and behavior drives relationships that we want to have with everybody stepping foot in any of our businesses. So, when you think about your values, you ask yourself, what do I stand for? What matters most to me? And that's how your values are really defined. Your values are your foundation. They define what you care about. They will help guide you and shape the life that you want to build and the person that you want to become in every way. Thirdly, and to me most importantly, is the human connection. So genuine, authentic, much of which you saw earlier today, and I just so appreciate an opportunity to watch everybody on stage here earlier, is this human connection. The genuine, authentic human connection is the single greatest gift you can have in this lifetime. I've experienced a lot in my life, and nothing compares in any way to the power of meaningful relationships or the fulfillment that comes from helping others. So no digital experience, no bit of technology will ever take the place of a real conversation, a shared laugh, or a shared hug. I'm often asked, I've done tons of interviews over my lifetime, and frequently a reporter might ask me, a journalist, media person might ask me, well, of all these things that have been so successful that David was kind enough to mention, and many of you are aware of, what's the thing I'm most proud of in my life? And my answer to them is that it's really not any of my businesses. It's really that with my 6 adult children, that still at this point in my life and at this point in their ages in their life, they still want to spend quality time with their father. That means the most to me. And as a father, as a friend, as a parent, as a companion, as a soulmate in every way, that's the most meaningful point of success that I've had during my life. Dr. Vivek Murthy, many of you may know who he is, some of you may not. He was a former U.S. Surgeon General of the United States. He was appointed initially under President Obama, later under President Trump, first term, and then later President Biden. He left office in January of 2025. He wrote a 36-page letter to America. It's called My Parting Prescription for America. It was published the day that President Trump was sworn into office and he left office. After observing, health and wellness for our nation after 10 years, in a 10-year period of time, he probably visited virtually, certainly every state, many cities, if not virtually every major city, rural communities, towns across America. The biggest takeaway that he had after that long period of time was there was a profound negative impact, a pandemic, if you will, of loneliness that's existing across our country. Every neighborhood, across all walks of life. And his prescription, if you will, for this disease, after studying it for 10 years and seeing it grow over that 10-year period of time, and really before then as well, is real human connection. To paraphrase him, he says, the true path to health and happiness is to remake and recenter our lives around relationships, service, and purpose. We need one another badly. The other comment I would make is that when the noise around you feels overwhelming, and sometimes it does to all of us, or the pressure feels heavy, connect with a loved one or do something else or something new. Every now and then, I would just remind all of us the best place to get in touch, often with ourselves, is with each other, but also with nature. Go outside, look at the sky, feel the beauty of the world around us, and I encourage you to be an active participant in life, not just an observer through any form of technology that might be in front of you. In the end of the long day, people do not remember and will not remember what your follow count is, how many likes you have, or your job title. They will remember how you made them feel and how you showed up for them. This is a serious thought, but as we stand here, sit here today, you understand you're writing your own epitaphs as you sit here today. You're writing your own story of life now. Your legacy is being shaped by every decision that you make. It will take time for you to reflect on what truly matters to you, what excites you, what gives you purpose, and the impact you want to have. You begin to better understand, through that process, understand yourself. And when you understand yourself, you gain clarity about the work you want to do, the life you want to build, and the person you hope to become. Before I close, and I told Martha that the speech was going to last an hour, and she said, that's okay. And I said, it really wouldn't be. But before I close, I do want to recognize somebody that's been recognized as a group several times already today. Your parents, your family, your caretakers, your coaches, your teachers, your mentors. I know how firsthand how incredibly well the PACE community supports you and gets you ready for life. But each one of those members of that constituency that I mentioned are critical partners and your soulmates in your life journey. So take time to thank them. You probably have done that many times already. You can't do it enough. And as you reflect back, as you continue to age, you realize just how much they've done for you. Time moves quickly. Love them and appreciate them while you can. As you leave the safety nest of PACE in your homes, I hope none of you place limits on the potential or the impact you can have on this world. You've made it to today, and now you hold the keys to the future ahead of yourselves. Just like I had decisions to make at your age, so do you. The unknown is filled with more possibilities than you can imagine, and embrace all of them. And remember, resilience is part of life. Values drives everything that we do, and human connection is the most important thing that we all can cherish and grow with. I cannot wait to watch each of you have your mark on the world. I know it will be profound across the board. Congratulations, PACE class of 2026, and thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I think we owe a great debt of gratitude to Mr. Blank. And in fact, I have a little gift for you, Mr. Blank, just because it's hard to get a man with that much stock a gift that he doesn't have. So we got the #1 PACE football jersey framed for your office, because you have been our #1 fan. Okay. We're almost at that moment, the moment you've been waiting for. Class of 2026. The past 13 years have been building towards this milestone. In a few moments, you will officially become a PACE Academy graduate. We often look at ceremonies like this as a culmination, result, a finished structure, but I want you to consider for a minute the architects who've made this milestone possible for you, who saw the blueprint before a single stone was laid. And many of them are with us here today. In fact, not just symbolically, Mr. Blank helped build the building you went to school in and helped shelter our community. I also want to acknowledge Elizabeth Carell Richards. Many of you are wondering, who is this woman in the blue suit? She's been the chair of our Board of Trustees for the last 8 years, and it's worth noting that the term limit is 3 years. She would not leave. Ms. Richards truly has given so much to the school and stayed on because she started at a time when, you remember, we had a global pandemic and there were challenges that we faced. And we are forever grateful for her leadership and her helping be an architect that turned all of these resources into a reality. Thank you, Elizabeth. There is another North Star with us here today, and that's Neville Isdell. David even spoke about his experience as an ICGL scholar, and that has become a shorthand for us. But Neville defined what it meant to be a global citizen. More importantly, he gave us the means to put that vision into action, and through the ICGL, he challenged us to look beyond our borders to a much larger, interconnected story. This program, now an absolute cornerstone of the PACE experience, hasn't just broadened our perspectives. For many students who are here, it has changed the course of your lives. Neville, if you would just stand to be recognized, thank you for all you've done. And while leaders like Mr. Blank, Ms. Richards, Mr. Isdell have built our campus, it's really our faculty and our staff who have continued to pour into you and build you into the people you are and the people we are proud of, class of 2026. Our class dean, Mr. Ben Ewing, has been extraordinary and guided these young knights through trials and triumphs in their upper school years with his steady hand and a dedicated heart. But atop that, of course, Mr. Gannon, now hard to believe in his 30th year at PACE. Let's hear it. That's pretty incredible. He's helped shape the intellect and the curiosity and the character. He has told you in unvarnished terms what you should and shouldn't do. We had to go through many edits of his t-shirt. This faculty, these leaders have equipped you to have the courage to strive for excellence. But it's not the faculty alone. Your parents and caregivers have also been here. They committed to send you to PACE, and they have provided tremendous volunteerism, engagement, stewardship, and they truly helped weave the fabric of PACE Academy. To the parents, you have not just looked after your own, you actually have looked after our entire community. And we are very grateful to you. This graduation is a testament to your trust in us. I also want to thank Reverend Tony Sundermeyer. I'm still reflecting on his address last night at the baccalaureate, as I'm sure many of you are, who offered a vital compass for our road ahead. He challenged you to pursue dreams that are big and bold, but to do so in ways that make you and those around you more truthful, more compassionate, more loving, and more alive. Or maybe in the words of Mr. Blank, centered on your own values. You are already heeding this advice, and I want to thank, of course, David and Lena for their words as well. They represent the 122 of you. You have also taken note of Mr. Isdell's dream of cultivating true global citizenship at PACE and made it your own. You know how to dream big as you tackle the world. Through the Isdell Center for Global Leadership, and maybe some of you are here for the first time joining us PACE, these students have traveled to 18 countries: Australia, Belize, Brazil, Colombia, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Germany, Ghana, Greece, Italy, Indonesia, Kenya, Morocco, Norway, South Korea, United Arab Emirates, Vietnam, and some even went to Decatur. When the global pandemic hit, they stopped traveling internationally and went to Alaska, Colorado, Florida, the Four Corners region, Washington State, and Wyoming. We have yet to have a trip to Scranton, but someday I'm hoping. You have proved that excellence is a habit. Over the past 4 years, your teams have brought home 8 GHSA state titles. You've rewritten individual records, and you've earned 21 Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. You've logged more than 8,000 hours of community engagement in our city of Atlanta. And fortunately, you don't have to look far to see what it means to have a soul intact. We have very good examples here in this room on this stage. People who have been successful, Mr. Blank or Mr. Isdell or Mrs. Richards, and have impacted not just the school, but the community, the country, and the world. Selflessness proves that a life is measured not by what you accumulate, but how much better the world is because you are in it. That is the blueprint we hope you follow as a graduate, one that imagines a future where we all get better. Carry the confidence that your teachers gave you, the integrity your parents modeled for you, and the global vision that Pace Academy has instilled in you. I cannot tell you how much we'll miss your joy, your happiness, your love for each other. You have left Pace better than you found it, and you have the courage to strive for excellence. It's now my honor and privilege to present to our community and to confer the diplomas on the class of 2026. They are our newest and our most accomplished graduates ever. It's time. Go Knights.
Let's read some names. Madeline Woodbury Adams. Jake Agoli. Beckett Holden Allegra. Angelica Vyacheslavievna Avdieva. Jaden David Avery. Jocelyn Lenore Axelrod. Samantha Olufumalayo Osanami Ayeni. Evan Michael Babro. Sawyer Burton Barnett. Harriet Elgin Blaha. Saya Presna Brahma. Matthew James Bramwell. Benjamin Cash Brooks. Harrison Chelsea Brown. Devon Isaias Burrell. Kaya Simone Burrell. Macklin James Bybee. Braylon Michael Cambor. Taya Giselle Charkawi. Grant Elon Chase. Mia Alexis Chung. Brian Scott Clark II. Hayden Ryder Clay. Bennett Fortner Cummings. Addison Carter Davis. Reina Annika Desai. Samantha Abrielle Dubovy. Catherine Sidney Durant. Rowan Baron Dutta. Noah Marks Eisenman. Jack Alexander Elner. Gabrielle Grace Emsch. Isabella Raha Eshawani Nate. Isaac Nicholas Finn. Emma Catherine Fleming. Eliza Shea Fogarty. Brooke Lila Forrester. Julia Elizabeth Franson. Sydney Reese Gaither. Sadie Cecilia Gans. Zaki Jacob George. Miller Brooks Gerhard. Isabella Jane Goings. Alexia May Christine Goodman. John Mason Gregory. Jacob William Hagman. Ilyan Amin Hajiani. David Miles Halsey. Robert Alexander Hanna. Dominic James Hantula. John Barnes Hardesty. Keith Cooper Hassan. Tiernan Reed Hofstetter. Ethan McNeil Holmes. Reese Edith Honeycutt. Hannah Marie Hughes. Hayes Christopher Hurd. Ford Stewart Jordan. Andrew Max Kamen. Lauren Sophie Kamen. Thomas Mack Conrad. Edward Oliver Langford. Catherine Elizabeth Leach. Rory Alistair Isdell Lee. Jolie Landon Litvak. Carol Elizabeth Lopez Perez. Jackson Robert Lynch. Arnav Madanani. Alston Stewart Malice. Rebecca Grace McCluskey. Britton Rose McGurn. Ryan Kilpatrick McMurtry. Britton Omalade Meadows. Annabelle Lawson Monroe. Nina Shanta Nog. Nalaya Lily Nog. Dylan Foster Nelson. Grace Bradley O'Brien. Gia Zuri Baranj Patel. Lena Claire Phoenix. Hayes Granite Pollard. Grace Josephine Richardson. Annalise Maria Rodas Ramirez. Doyle Corey Rona. Ryan Isabel Satterfield. Serena Tiangshi Shang. Anna Catherine Shelton. Rain DeJarnette Sherrill. Gregory David Simmons. Olivia Grace Siskin. Zachary Michael Sitterly. Jalen Durrell Smith. Christopher Payne Spires, Jr. Dylan Archer Stapleton. Kinley Bell Stevens. Duran Nakai Stover. Tessa Margaret Stewart. Jayla Aniston Suber. Luke Batson Sundermeyer. Ava Simone Swales. Gabrielle Claire Swartz. Tyler Benjamin Swartz. Zoe Alexandria Taylor. Bauer Drew Thomas. Campbell Elise Thomas. Ethan Alexander Thomas. Merritt Michael Thompson. Charles Benjamin Thompson, Jr. John Soren Travers Weeham. Luca Ford Venturi. Mitchell Dylan Walker. Sophia Grace Webb. Eleanor Ann Weiss. Colby Rose West. Cullen Rye West. Eric David Wilhelmsen. Spencer Jack Wilhelmsen. Bodie Aiden Wise. Peyton Kathleen Wood Fortis. Ashley Grace York. Christopher Jingshuan Zhou. Noah Heatley Zinman. I present to you the class of 2026.
I'll be your bridge or troubled water. When you're down, I will carry you like a bridge or troubled water. I will lay me down. When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes,
the street, my Lord. When evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. Oh, when darkness comes, pain is all, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. I'll be your bridge or troubled water. When you're down, I will carry you like a bridge or troubled water. I will lay me down. Sail on, silver girl. Sail on, silver girl. Sail on by. Sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Oh, if you ever need a friend, look around, I'm sailing right behind. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will ease your mind. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will ease your mind. I'll be your bridge or troubled water. When you're down, I will carry you like a bridge or troubled water. I will lay me down. Lay me down.
Good evening, class of 2026. Throughout our time at Pace, we were told to cherish every moment because it would go by faster than we realized. However, no matter how close it got, graduation always felt so far away. As we sit here today, the Pace Academy graduating class of 2026, let us look back on the moments from our journey and the memories that came with them. Each and every one of you has a different Pace Academy story, each filled with so many moments and memories to look back on and be proud of. Embrace the opportunity to reflect on your experiences at Pace Academy, to learn from your mistakes, and grow with our successes. Today's ceremony does not mark the end of your Pace education. It will continue through careful reflection of your experiences here. Because true learning does not come solely from the insights gifted to us by our teachers, but also from deep consideration of them. As we reflect, we must not forget those who made these opportunities possible. the faculty who guided us, the coaches who pushed us, our friends who supported us through the good and the bad, and most importantly, our parents who gave us love and support from the very beginning. Make an effort to maintain these friendships with the people who made this journey possible and forever remind them of our gratitude. Carrying that gratitude with us into this new stage of our lives, let us be lucky enough to make connections as strong and as valuable as those we made here. Let us remain graceful in success and strong in failure. Let us not be afraid to lean on friends and family through the hard times and remember to celebrate with them through the good. Let us have the strength to never give up, even in the toughest of times, keeping in mind that there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Most importantly, let us never forget those who have stayed by our side through this journey and the next. As you bid your teachers and classmates farewell, remind yourself that this goodbye is not final. Maintain the friendships that you have spent the last 4, 7, or 13 years fostering. Many opportunities lie ahead, and though we may become scattered geographically, we will always remain connected through our shared experiences at Pace Academy. May you all find success in your future endeavors, and may the same kindness, generosity, and humility that you brought to Pace follow you in everything you pursue. The road ahead is bright. Congratulations, class of 2026. It has been an honor to walk this journey beside you.